Hello, everybody, but welcome to the shipping survey stream. Now, a few weeks ago, I put out on Twitter and on Discord a little survey asking you all about what Fate series ships you enjoy. And this could be anything from a canon ship, um, a rare pair, or some crack ship that you have literally just made up on the spot. And the thing I am going to do today is like a little funny thing is I'm going to go through and I guess review them. And so I think I want to start by setting I want to set a few ground rules. So first of all, we are discussing lots of different fictional character ships within the Fate series. Like I said, this includes a bunch that aren't canon. And I know some people get really particular about certain female characters only being shipped with certain male love interests and whatever. So shipping drama will not be allowed. I've got a mod with me here. So we are going to manage any shipping drama happening in the comments. My ratings are basically based on how I feel in the moment. You don't have to take them that seriously. You know, I may not be able to fully understand the appeal of certain ships because they are from parts of the series that I haven't read or watched or played, so I wouldn't really know how to properly assess them. Although some people have handily given me good references for things, which is nice to see. Yeah, so don't take anything I say here today too seriously, regardless of whatever, I might have some silly opinions. Hello, Alex. Give you a little shout out. You got in right at a good time, because I was about to sort of get into it. And yeah, and anybody rushing to my YouTube comments, watching this on YouTube, to go on about how a certain female character can only be with a certain male character, I'm going to have to ask you to pick a number from 1 to 10. I'm not going to tell you why I'm going to ask you to pick a number from 1 to 10. That's a super secret thing. So, let's get started. So the first ship in the survey is Oberon X the McPlant Burger. The reason being, they're both full of lies. One just happens to be hot, juicy, and steamy. The other is Oberon. Hello, Ados. Yes, so somebody has shipped Oberon, and that is that's a McDonald's burger. How do I feel about this ship? Now, God, I don't like McDonald's as a company or as all their food. I'm also a bit weird, but I don't like vegan meat substitutes just because to me they all taste wrong. The taste or the texture is always just a little bit off. And McDonald's cut down a lot of rainforests just to make food that is kind of shit. Would Oberon like McDonald's foods? I'm giving this a 4 because I don't like McDonald's. Okay, the next one. This is Shiro and Shiro Sakura. This was the second one. So a few people put this one in. This is my personal favourite of the Stay Night ships. That was you, yeah. People saying Sakura deserves to be happy. I'm gonna try and check. I'm gonna see if I can, because this has been put in here a few times. I'm just trying to see if I can find the other see if I can find some of the other reasons for this one. People saying leads to based Shiro and happy Sakura, happy Medusa. It's like, yeah, I think of all the characters of all the routes in Stay Night, this as a couple makes the most sense. Like they were clearly like very close before the events of Stay Night happened. And I think of all three, this is the pair that I see actually lasting. Has always been cute, exactly. I use the cutest picture of them as well. They both deserve each other. She deserves happiness, and he's like the right guy for her. Semiramis and Amakusa, right. I I'm going to I'm going to put that at a 7, simply because, right, I really like servant and servant ships. I think that those are the more interesting concepts in Fate, like, become in regards to couples. The only reason there are 7 is because I wish we could have seen more of them. Or if they gave us more in Fate Go. Like, I want to see how an empress from Assyria and a Christian man from, was it Tokugawa era Japan, interact as a couple. Like, I'd love to see more of them, but what we do see is very sweet, like a little bit bittersweet in Apocrypha as well. Um, you're saying a hot couple, yeah. I think she needs a costume that matches him in that Phantom Thief outfit. Talking about this in Year's stream yesterday. More Amakusa. Yeah, Amakusa and Semiramis. Good ship. I do like it. Would like to see more of them. Right. Astolfo and Jean. This is an interesting one. So this person gave me a big essay as to why they like it, but I will summarize it here. They both have the braids and the spiky hair. So they have, like, that sort of common appearance. They have a cute dynamic. Astolfo is Chaos Incarnate. And Jean is kind of like the one who bounces off him the best as, like, the straight man or straight woman. Even with FGO changing Jean's personality, she's got the girl next door persona would fit with Astolfo, who is an absolute bro. She can criticize him all he wants, but at the end of the day, she was also a cross-dresser. Yeah, she was like the OG tomboy. So you have the tomboy, tomgirl thing going on. Tomboy, femboy. And it's like, yeah, I like this. There's like a cute... I've seen some cute dojins with these two. I'm gonna give them an 8. It involves Astolfo. Both suffer because they're foolish, yeah. They're both French as well. It's like, this one gets a higher ranking just because I love Astolfo a lot. I think it's very funny when she first sees Astolfo naked as well. I have a big towel with these two on it too, so I actually have merch of this couple. Like, it's an official thing. It's from the Type Moon Racing. I keep it folded up in my wardrobe because I don't know where to display it. Like, I would love to, if I had, like, an actual, like, weeb gaming study, I would frame it on the wall or something. Okay, next one. This is Gilgamesh and Shinji. They're both horrible and also characters you love a lot and think they'd be super funny together. Right, those two, as like a comedic duo. Right, those two as a comedic duo would be quite funny. Like, I think it would be kind of funny to see more scenarios of Shinji being a little shit and Gil kind of slapping him around for it, which is why I'm giving it 3, because it has, like, I guess, the funny factor. But Gilgamesh deserves the world, and Shinji Mato deserves less than nothing. Next one. This person didn't give... So this person gave us a few ships. The first one was just a Yume ship of theirs, which is where you ship yourself or your OC with your favourite character. They didn't specify what their Yume ship was, so I'm using a picture of my Yume ship. as a stand-in, and I think that Yume ships are just cool and real and based. So they get a 10 out of 10. Everybody's Yume ship is 10 out of 10. This is also 10 out of 10 because this is my ship. I didn't put this one in here. I was going to go off about it like either way regardless. This is another person who also put in Shirei Sakura as the third one. People saying they complement each other. People saying enemies to lovers. And do a third person put them in. Aesthetically pleasing favorite Fate characters. I know this is the ship that everybody hates, but like I really love it. Did you put that in? Yeah, I love this one a lot. I think the idea of these two doing the whole enemies to lovers thing is very appealing and sexy. I think they would be a very interesting couple, learning to get along with each other and everything. They make me very happy. Also, this is from like an official Type Moon Ufotable Fate Zero collaboration with some Japanese convenience store, I think. The full picture has like everyone from Fate Zero, but like was the couple energy from these two intentional, like for real? Because that's the face of you told me you didn't want anything. Like she's realizing why there was a my girlfriend isn't hungry, add extra fries section on the menu. I love them a lot. I have a fanfic series about them. I don't know if anybody wants to read that, but I'll say no more. Okay, Cucullin and Medusa. The guy who put this in is right in the chat. Girlfriend stealing my prize energy. Exactly. This is, I gotta say, does the Q and Medusa guy want to come on and explain why Q and Medusa? The reason given in chat here is they're hot. Think it'd be hot if they fucked. Even more after I commissioned art of it. But yeah, the Q and Medusa guy, everybody.
Hey. Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they fucked. That'd be hot. It's sexy when sexy people have sex. Okay, bye.
Most based reason for liking a ship. Like, yeah, and I did commission art for him of these two that was very sexy. And then recently somebody actually sent me a link to a doujin of these two, which I did then send to him. So it's like, I see, the Kudusa agenda is spreading. Be hard for Q to not get hard with That was a yay and a boo at the same time. Okay, this one. Nero and Hakunon. I haven't played Fate Extra. And they did specify female Hakuno here. So, aside from them just being cute together, the two main reasons. One is the thematic angle, how their relationship ties back to Fate Extra's story. And themes of self-acceptance. Hakuno grows to genuinely love and care for Nero as more than just a servant or companion. This person gave quite a big long one. All of the responses are going to be made public, by the way. So this is one where, I feel like, again, I'm going to give it a 7, maybe? Simply because I feel like I would need to play Fate Extra in order to fully understand it and appreciate it. But I understand it's kind of the canon ship, and it does, from the little I have seen of Fate Extra, it does kind of feel like all of the servant-master relationships tie in thematically and make sense, even though I'm not the biggest fan of servant-master couples. Don't know much about Hakuno as a character. Nero kinda annoys me, but is funny. So yeah, that will get a 7. So this one, ooh, Dante's Edney is what I think this is called. I don't know if the art... So, I know who put this one in. An artist on Twitter who, like, they draw lots of... Like, they draw a lot of this couple. This is the thing that kind of started because she's in his event, saying Dante's and Nightingale are both birds of a feather. Both ambitious and... Yay! Yay! Stuff like that. Retain their humanity even though they don't think they're human themselves. And... yeah, fight to protect the innocent and stuff like that. I kind of do like this. I've not finished reading The Count of Monte Cristo, but I feel like Dante's could do with a new girlfriend. They're both very intense as well in very different ways. And the artist draws lots of really lovely art of these two. And so, like, I don't know if Gigi is watching. I know they wanted to watch the stream, but your ship is... I'm giving your ship an 8. I really like Dante's. I really love your art. I will probably share that art like in my Discord maybe, so people can see what I mean and who I'm talking about. But I do like this one. Again, I think it would be cool if we see more of them interact. Okay, this is... You know what? I'm going to keep that as an 8 because these are both dogs. Not a favourite yet, but you read a fic about the pairing that was totally hot and in character. I'm like, these two are both like dog servants. And I think as well you could maybe tie into the whole like he's kinda a monster, she doesn't like kinda being the big scary evil bar guest. I volunteer with doggies. I like doggies. I don't know how much dog behavior training I would need in order to be in the same room as either of these two, though. I think that could be quite scary. Okay, this one, right. Story-wise, I understand it. This person says, Saber Shiro, the reason they give is sort of good writing. It's classic. Story-wise, I understand it, but, okay. So back in the early mid-2000s, I mean, there was a book called Twilight, in which a sort of 500, 700-year-old vampire who looks like a hot teenage boy falls in love with a modern-day teenage girl. And teenage girls everywhere were enjoying this fantasy of having a boyfriend who is really actually this interesting, cool, supernatural creature, like a vampire or a werewolf or an angel or whatever they were in the books that were spawned from that. And Saber and Shiro really does feel like that, but for boys. Wow, I wish my girlfriend was actually a really cool person. Like, what if King Arthur, somebody who's ruled a country, fought wars, fought giants, you know, killed a hell of a lot of people, fell in love with modern-day teenage boy. You know, it really does feel like that to me. Like, story-wise, yeah, they make it work, but, you know, I don't think these two would actually last as a couple. Realistically. You missed the GG. Yeah, I gave them an 8. Because I really love the artwork. I really love I'll go back, because I know I was you wanted to turn up, but yeah, and yeah, I gave them an 8, because I understand your reason for liking them, and I really like your artwork, but yeah, this one only gets a 4 from me, I'm afraid. Okay, this one. This is another one where, yeah, Dante's had his wife, Mercedes. No, Mercedes wasn't his wife. She was his fiance. She never got to be his wife because he was arrested at their engagement party. Okay, this one is interesting. This is known as Obertilla. This is another one where somebody actually, like, sent me their personal fan art for it as, like, a reference. So, Zero Look Dantes, yeah. Okay, so these two are dangerous doomsday devices that can be exploded again anytime soon. For Dynamic, you love the depressed, sad, edgy man, cool girl boss with little gap moe women in general. I don't know what gap moe means. Attila creating some silly mess in Lost Spot Britain. Our Born is Wild. I wonder if Oberon knows this, and is he going to call her mother? So, okay, so people saying maybe she calls it. This is an interesting one. Attila's design is so weird. Rainbow Sword needed to kill a fairy. Yeah, this is one where I'm like, I've definitely seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's all the same person. Ooh, God, this is interesting. These two are like I get it. It's sexy dangerous. Yeah, she's a weird alien from Fate Extra. Alien fairy. Weird funny combo. I'd probably appreciate it more if I understood Fate Extra. But I kind of agree that, like, God, if you put them together, that might be horrible. But yeah, the artist, again, this is another artist where I will share their art in my Discord so that everyone can kind of see who they are when I can. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is, again, somebody's rare pair that they're very big on. This is Prince of Landling and Tallylock. You're saying you'd watch the Power Rangers version that's Oberon and Attila. Talalock? I've not played Lost Belt 7, so I don't know how to say that. I'm going to have to give... I feel like I'm going to have to give this one a 5. Purely because... Again, I've not played Lost Belt 7, so I have no idea what she's like. I know what he's like. Yeah, I love that. Again, I love that this is somebody's rare pair that they personally are very into. Okay, I'm just yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just going through double checking. I've not missed anything. Okay. So yeah, that's all I can say on that. Waiting for the good ships. Okay, Vlar Miller. I'm gonna say 8 because who can say no to some sexy vampires, am I right? Hot damn, yeah. They look sexy together. Some before kind of sealed the deal for me. They're partners in crime and will look sexy while doing so. Yeah, that's good. That is good. I'm gonna bump that up to like maybe a 9. Vampire thingy, yeah. I know that like in the novel that she is from, she's a lesbian, but I don't think Fate stuck to that. This is like, do they call each other mommy and daddy, or it's like who's the dominant one here, or do they fight over it? Their victims do. Okay, this is an odd one. I'm maybe going to go for a 5 again. Proto, Arthur, and Drake. Okay, so was definitely a more out there ship, just in love with the idea of a stoic knight on a never-ending journey, meeting and bonding with a more out there pirate. Yeah, who is more satisfied with her journeys and who helps him to let loose a little. It's funny how... So this started out as a joke ship between this person's first 5-star and their favourite 5-star, and it became something they genuinely care about. Yeah, king and a pirate. Yeah, you're glad you're not missing this. Yeah, so this... Also, Francis Drake, very good friend of the British Queen. So I could... I'm actually going to go... I'm going to put that up a little bit. I'm going to... 7. I was originally going to go 5 because I don't know too much about Arthur, but I think the concept alone is good. So, you know, Drake can have her new boy, can now have another royal boy toy. And, Arthur can... He's a very nice gentleman. Okay, 7. Right, this is the... Because I'm not sure how to rate this. So this is Gil and Proto-Arthur. aka Pusagil is apparently what that's called. They've given me the hilarious irony. Um, I I feel like I probably should have used Proto Gil here. This is this the Giltoria appeal, but like the Yaoi version? Objectively, don't I rate this the same as Giltoria? The only reason I don't know if I can rate this the same as Giltoria is because I don't know if I don't know enough about how these... This looks like self-cessed. Gil absolutely would fuck himself if, like, the opportunity arose. Yes, yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I'm gonna go 5. I think this is the Giltoria appeal, but I feel like... I feel like I need to be more into Prototype to really assess if the Giltoria appeal is right. Like, do they both... Do they hate... Does Arthur hate Gil? You're saying Arthur kind of like a brick drive on Gil with the scanner would make more sense. I'd get that. This is Koto Gil. Okay. So this is Kirei and Gilgamesh. I love seeing two adult men giggling like schoolgirls while being evil together. There's a very clear sexual tension to the way Gil tempts Kirei to evil. Right, this... I get that. I'm gonna give that a 3. The only reason I'm giving that a 3 is because something about Kirei in a sexual context makes me really uncomfortable. Arthur can just call Merlin to remove his pee-pee and boom, he's good. Yeah, very based, very weird. It's like, Is 3 a fair assessment here? Because this is one where it's like, yeah, I get that. I can definitely see the sexual tension, temptation, evil, but I feel like... I feel like if this got to fucking, that's going to be very unsatisfying to Gil. Like, I don't think Kirei is going to enjoy sex unless the other person is actually suffering. But yeah, I understand why people really like that one. I just personally don't. As much as I love Kirei and I love Gil. Now, you guys can boo me if I, like, say things you don't like, by the way. Right, Kamaguda, again? I guess 5. Okay, couple reasons. One, I've not played Lost Belt 7, so I don't really have an assessment of Kamazotz's personality. I just like that he's a big, sexy Amazon Batman in a loincloth. How's the stream going? Stream's going good. I'm assessing streams. I also don't know how much I can really invest in Gouda ships. So, now I know that some people will call me dumb and illiterate for thinking this, but I really struggle to see Gouda Ritsuka as an actual character and not like a stand-in for the player for a variety of reasons. Like, they have no history before Fate Go, they don't seem to have any external relationships with characters outside of Fate Go, no interests outside of what's directly happening in-game. The very generic motivation of I'm going to save the world and protect everyone I love, because this is a game about saving the world. Their personality is you choosing between the polite and more snarky dialogue option, and this hasn't changed at any point in the game. Characters still treat you like you're a child who can't drink alcohol, but it's totally okay for adult women to just, like, meet you and immediately fawn over you and fall in love with you, and it's like... I can't see this as, like, an actual character that's supposed to not just be the player. I understand that some people can, but that's me. So this is... I'm gonna give this a 5 again, because I really just... I feel like I cannot properly assess this as a ship. maybe I will have a better opinion after I have played Lost Belt 7. When is Camazotz going to be playable? Okay, that's my dumb bitch juice opinion. So this is Jolter, and so this person specified male master and Jolter, and 9 years they're still 17 and can't drink. Exactly, like, it will always be brought up that you can't drink alcohol, but it's totally okay for, like, an adult woman to be like, I want to fuck you and marry you. Why? So this person said it feels natural. So this person put in 3. One was, again, Sakura and Shiro. Why you have conflict with the ordeal call to? Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like, I know they've tried to put character onto Gouda, but it feels like too little too late. Yeah, it's like they've tried to stick background onto this, like, cardboard cutout of a character. And some people will call you dumb and illiterate for having that opinion. So this person says male master and Jolter, and also female master and Dante's for the same both for the same reason, that it feels natural. And this is an interesting one. I don't know about, I'm going to assess these both together. You know, I'm going to overall, you know what, collectively, I'm going to give that a 10, because I think they're both, again, a 5-5. Because I can see it with these two. I only play as the female master, so I can't really assess what it's like to play as the male master and interact with Jolter. But I know we call Dante's, like, the grand boyfriend. And he definitely feels like he cares about you, even if he's being a bit of a prick at times. And I would assume it's similar with Jolter and Gouda. I like this one, and I assume the other one is the same, but for the people who play as the male master and like Jolter. And I know it's a big thing that the Avengers have left, and people seem the most sad about these two leaving. So that's my opinion on that. This is 3 different ships. But I've put them all in one image because of how the person sort of talked about them. So this person... So this person essentially said... where is it? It's here. Reading through my big spreadsheet. To start off, you don't like them as a love square, but rather like alternative love interests for Godot. Like in a visual novel, they all have a unique dynamic, range from chivalrous Arthur trying to court him like a prince, Muramasa more warm and caring, and Charlemagne's charismatic and fun company. Okay, so this is like... I really like that they kind of... you know what, I'm going to say 7. Again, collectively, it's 3 different ships. Wanted 1 saber for every card type. Yeah! Oh yeah, that does work. That is quite cool. They all do kind of make sense. I like how they've described that, and I could see those. Muramasa feels like a male character who quite likes the protagonist. You missed some? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This will be out as a video, and there's still a lot more to go. So yeah, I guess overall 7. That's like a collective, because she gave 3, and it's like, oh yeah, and they do... Him and Charlie do have the same face. Does that make it weird? Is Charlie, like, his relative or something? Because that would be that would make this very awkward. Okay. Right, Gilmere, Gilgamesh, and Emir. Okay. They have potential narrative parallels that never came to surface. How Gil wants to eradicate humanity with the Grail mud. Archer is a survivor of the Grail disaster and a human who managed to surpass modern humans' quality, became a modern-day hero. They say Archer might be reminiscent of Enkidu, like the disregard for humanity, similar weapon creation ability, and so on. Classic romantic tropes like star-crossed dynamics between a curator of treasures and a treasure or weapon that belongs to the world. This interesting one, Faker! Exactly, I picked this scene for a reason, because I think it's like a very nice picture of them both. They definitely kind of feel like, I'm not like a big yaoi fan. I'm gonna bump it up to a 9. I may not fully understand the appeal of like yaoi ships. But like this definitely feels like a classic thing that people like with that. I think it might be a similar thing to the Giltoria appeal as well, where you have the kind of, although except they both kind of don't like each other, there's that kind of two guys with like a rivalry thing. I know one artist who really likes this. Smug Bugger, yeah, exactly. The Bug Bug. It all goes back to Bug Bug. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a 9. That definitely feels like I may not be a yaoi shipper, but I understand the appeal of that a lot. Okay, so this is another one. I think I'm actually gonna put that down to like a 7. It's Fate Extra. This is Gil Haku, and they didn't specify the gender of the Haku. So, love how during the game the relationship develops and how Gilgamesh goes from being a total asshole to Hakano, and being rude with them and always saying that it's their battle, to still keeping by Hakano's side, and then over time, Gil opens up to Hakano, lets them see his other sides and how being vulnerable and all that whole wholesome, beautiful shit. That is the general theme I get with Fate Extra, is that all the relationships make sense. I know that Fate Extra is like where people say this is like the best version of Gil. This is where I kind of, oh god, I should sit down and watch the rest of that playthrough on YouTube, because that's the translated version of the Gil route. I feel like I would probably appreciate it a lot more if I actually played Extra and experienced it for myself. Nice relationship, you prefer it platonic, though you can see romance. Yeah, it's one where, again, I feel like for all the Extra ones, I can't rank them as high as some people would like. Because, again, I feel like if I played that story for myself, that would be higher. Okay, this is an interesting one, right? I know exactly who put this one in here. This is Burbo. That's getting a 10 because that animatic sold it for me. This is one of those odd ones that's like a crack ship that has actually a lot of good reasoning behind it. So generally, they're two sides of the same coin. Loyalty in its shiniest form and its most twisted. So Bedivere lives to serve a lord of brilliant light and nobility, following his king's words till the end. Nobu breathes fear and loyalty into her subordinates, showing them things unattainable for a human being. She brought ideas, goals to fight for, and a strong presence in their lives. And the idea is sort of, if Nobu would interact with Bedivere, she'd want that kind of loyalty pointed at her, not Artoria, because she valued loyalty above all else. And then Bedivere would initially despise her, but still see a pattern and a parallel with his king. And this tyrant. So this is an interesting. Yeah, Burbo has a YouTube. Go follow her YouTube and go look at her animatic, because it's really adorable and it's lovely. And I think that is the like absolute. That's what sold me on this. Because this was one where I was just like, this is an odd one, but I know who it came from. And then I watched that little video and it's like, oh, this is, again, it's one I haven't thought of. It's a crack ship with a really good thematic parallel. Okay, dropping this one down to 5. This is, well, the thing I will say is, this is a, maybe I will bump this up. This is like a Saber and a Shiro again, in a different world. Here's the thing, right? My personal dislike of Castoria has absolutely nothing to do with her as a character in the story. Feel weird about this one since familial dynamic. I get that. This is one, I do get that. He's a bit of a dad figure. I think people like it because it's a different Saber and Shiro. Old man and teenager. Isn't the Artoria we summon older? The Castoria we summon older or something? Seen a bunch of JP fanship this. Can see where this one's come from. Yeah. This is one where the JP really like it. And for some reason, Castoria fanboys on the NA side of the fandom don't like it when you ship her with anyone that isn't the main character of Fate Go. Still a better love story than Shiro and Saber. See, I would agree with that simply because these two are they're both heroes in their own right. He definitely seems more mature. Like, he has the body of Shiro, but I call him Hot Shiro because he's got that, like, cool older man energy. And yeah, this is romantic ships, I guess. She's that kind of younger, more naive. Everything she goes through in Lost Belt 6, like, it would be nice for her to have a partner. The old man Enji's people. Yeah, he's got that more experienced vibe. Like, this Muramasa and Artoria would probably work pretty well. Like, Emiya and Artoria would work really well. You can argue Artoria Avalon instead of Artoria Caster. Yeah, maybe, whatever. It's the same. It's different versions of this character. That's why I'm giving it a 5, because it's like, is she too young for this to be a thing? I hear conflicting things on how old she's supposed to be. Hello, G. Thank you for the follow. Probably yes. Yeah, I'm giving this a 5, because if we're going on the, like, yeah, because these are both the young mentally before someone says she's very, yeah, this is going entirely on, my rankings are entirely on vibes. Okay. This is another person being shipped with food. It's Tiger, and she eats a lot of tangerines in every instance of the fate that we see her in. Yeah, it's tangerines. Well, tangerines is what I put in the search. So yeah, she eats a lot of tangerines in every instance of the series that we see her in. Orange colour jaguar, or the meme of her eating the orange. It's the meme of her eating the orange. Crack ship, my beloved. Yeah, so like we've had another food ship. Damn it, I guess, you know what, 7? It's Tiger, which is eating a tangerine the size of a tangerine. A ruby the size of a tangerine. Michael Caine gives it points. That's a 7. Okay, Shishin is what this is known as. So this is Shiro and Shinji. I know who put this in as well. There's like an artist who's like the Shishin guy. Okay. Shinji and Shiro is a ship I've liked for a long time now. The short version is the relationship's extremely interesting, has a lot of nuance as well as things that slip from lots of people's eyes. They started off as childhood friends. And then they became sort of rivals and then genuine enemies. There's a sense of, okay, always made snarky comments at each other. There's a sense of desperation in how Shinji interacts with him, despite claiming he's boring and plain. Comes from the fact that Shiro's his only friend. Doesn't have anyone else he can complain about his job or his life to, I guess. And he's very showing off in front of Shiro. Like, there are some things as well, like, something pointed out here is in Hollow Ataraxia, there's a time when, you know, Shinji wants to go out to a pasta restaurant for lunch. He drags Shiro with him, because of course no one else is going to go with him, he's Shinji. Shiro kind of sees through the popular boy facade of Shinji, and apparently was highlighted in an interview with Nasu, where he explained that while Shinji may not notice it, Shiro is someone he treasures somewhat deep inside of his heart. That is quite sweet. Now kiss. When Issei is right there, clearly gay for Shiro. Rin notwithstanding. Yeah, it's like Shiro and Issei, like that's a 10-10 yaoi right there. This though, oh my gosh. Like, I know it's a meme to hate on Shinji. I fully understand the reasons why people like this as a couple. But I'm giving it as a 2. I really do kind of feel like Shinji is so abusive. Like, would he abuse Shiro? Would Shiro want to date somebody who he knows abuses women? I feel like Shiro's too much of a good guy and Shinji has become too much of a bad guy. So this person put in a lot of ships. So I allowed people to put in multiple ships, but for the sake of fairness, I'm only going to read up to 3. I've only included 3 ships per entry in the graphics and the charts I've made at the end. So this person says Fran and Mordred, Fran and Mordred, Jolter and Salter, and Sei and Shikibue. I will rank these 3, and then I will go into the so they've given the same reason for all of these. Different individuals with strong bonds, high trust, usually going together, long-time comrade couple sort of thing. Okay, so this one it's cute, but I don't know. I'm gonna say 3. I see these 2 more as like sisters, if that makes sense. Like they're both created beings. I've spent a lot of time. I've spent a lot of time reading Frankenstein because I did it for my final exam. It's cute. But yeah, they both know how it feels to be artificial, so yeah. A bit like how I kind of, as a bit of an odd crack ship Mordred and Enkidu a bit. But only as like a side thing to Giltoria. But like, yeah, these 2 feel like they understand each other, but I don't know if I think my issue is Fran. How mentally capable is Fran? It's also, yeah, they feel like sisters. Yeah, like it's brain not fried. This one, edgy goth girls. I'm gonna give it a 7 after Shimosa, I guess. I see why people like them. They've both kind of got that tsundere thing going on. I think she's pretty capable to be in a relationship. So I'd say maybe we can say that the Saber version would be, but I'd say no for the Berserker. Edgy goth girls is pretty hot and cool. Enemies to lovers Shinjuku version, yeah. After Shinjuku, absolutely, yeah. People seem to really like the vibe of these 2. I like that in Shinjuku we get a bit more personality to Salter. Because like I know Salter from Stay Night and Hollow Ataraxia, so these 2 would like a more modern setting as like a couple. I could see it. They're both the sort of more evil or like harsher version of the figure they're based on. 2 girls who talk shit, hell yeah. You know, you're not a good couple if you can't talk shit to each other. This one, I'm gonna... Oh my fucking god. I understand why people like these guys as a ship. But Sei is annoying as fuck. Like, Murasaki is a very, like, prim and proper... Ooh, I'm a... You know, elegant goth lady writer. I manage the library. And then Sei is in there with that whole... What up, chat? I've got that skibbity toilet Ohio Riz. Let's ratio them. Or whatever. You know, it's like, Sei is really annoying. Murasaki can match Sei's wild, funky freak, polar opposites kind of work here. I feel like Sei and Osakabe Hime work a bit better, because it's like, you 2 are both cringe and annoying. 5.5, they actually really care. Yeah, they clearly really care for each other. I just feel like as a couple they might... Sei is a noisy gremlin, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we want... Noisy gremlins are not good in libraries. Okay. Electric Yowie. Okay, so this one says, may not be their favourite. So this person put in 2, they put in Edison Tesla, and they put in the next one. So, gonna sound very biased and headcanon. Well, okay. Okay, this person gave me 2 ships and only talked about one of them. These two, it was Valentine's Day, wasn't it? But they, like... It's like, we're gonna go argue, but we're gonna go in to, like, his room and argue about it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna say, I think this is, they act like brothers, though. It's like, does that rank it down? It's like, electric furry butt sex. They argue a lot. They want to fight real bad. Yeah, they want to fight real bad. Okay, next one is from the same person. Okay, so saying they're not very well versed about Holmes or Moriarty lore, but they always love the dynamic they bring. Ever scheming villain who entangles anyone unlucky enough into his web, and the ever brilliant detective who wishes to shed light upon his atrocities. Delight seeing them on screen together because the flavour and tension they bring, and despite all that, they seem to have very high respect and understanding for each other. No one can defeat me except you to be very venomously romantic. Holmes is a very smug cat around Moriarty. Yeah, their ship is this is probably popular outside of Faygo. Right. So I know that Star Trek fandom is like the origin of people writing /fiction. But do you think that like women back in the Victorian era were like, oh, I think it would be very attractive if Sherlock Holmes and James Moriarty were a couple together, yes. Arch nemesis rivals, very thinly veiled love. It's like, yeah, arch rivals, it's like, I'm okay 6, because it's one where like I feel like I get it. I get the dynamic. Get why people like it. Most likely, and they wrote themselves as Mary Sue's. Yeah, we're gonna arch rivals often get shipped. I know. That's why I put Gil and Emmy as like a high rating, because I understand it. My only issue with this one is, God, Moriarty's so old. Like, achy back man. But yeah, I do kind of see them more as rivals in Fate Go. But I completely understand the like both consenting adults, so it's fine. I'm like, I think I'm gonna bump you up to 7 because it's one of them like his historical classic. Speaking of rivals, I don't know what the name for this one is. This one's very popular. Emmy, Ku and Emiya. Right. Enemies to lovers again. Red and blue, fated to meet in almost every universe. All of the dojins. The Yara Yumi shippers have been going strong since. So Yara Yumi is what it's known as, I guess. Going strong since 2004. Glad it's still alive and well in Japan. I feel like I'm gonna go again like a 7. They don't interact much in canon, but I've seen a lot of it. I think this overall, like, I think it was the most popular on Pixiv, at least according to some survey a while ago. They don't interact that much. They kind of don't like each other, but it's not in like a super I hate you way. It is funny when we see them in Hollow Ataraxia. It's like Ku is just fishing, and then Emiya turns up to flex on him. I feel like these two are like arguing boyfriends. Like I could see it. Both sexy guys looking at this and screams gay. It's like we've got sexy ass man and sexy shoulders man. I think Shiro Ku vibe was always bro-ish, as Emiya and Ku always felt like they were strictly rivals. Yeah. But these men have no waist. All the better for me to get my legs around. But I know there's the whole meme of like, why do men have such skinny waists? So you're waiting for another man to grab it. The I love Q Cullen's butt in every universe. I'm sorry. Do we true base? Do we bump this up a little bit? Okay, this is another Fate Extra ship. This is Emiya and Male Hakano from Fate Extra. Self-insert shipping because Emiya is best husbando. I'll say they're hard to find fan art for this ship because the one with female Hakano is more popular. Emmy hasn't any in Fate CCC you could only get by playing female Hakano to break your heart. Hope they would add that. If you want more shipping material with the extra remake. Yeah, this person specified just male Hakano. So with the Hakanos and the Gudas, so I've used pictures according, like, based on what was specified. Don't rate that, but it's pretty based. Yeah, it's again one where, because I don't know Fate Extra very well, you know, I'm actually gonna keep that a 7 because, like, you're like overtly self-shipping there. I think self-shipping is very based. But I don't understand enough about Hakano to bump that up to a 10 like the other, like, very obvious self-ships. Just had a great idea. What's that? I'll bump it. I'll have to bump it down to a 6. Like, because again, Fate Extra. I feel like I want to understand Fate Extra more. Next is... Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is Tatsumi Kitano and Hassan of the Serenity from Fate. Prototype. I haven't read Prototype, but the person who submitted this did actually send me a bunch of translated Prototype materials on Twitter. So I have a better understanding of this couple somewhat. I can't give them as high of a rating as people might want or expect, because I feel like I'd need to read Prototype myself. So despite Kiss killing him in the Silver's Fragment Grail War, he continues to care for her. When the time came where she couldn't keep him, she ended him. And everything else I've read about this couple, they do really seem very sweet. And it really does seem like she's sad about, like, killing him and everything. Serenity deserves love. I tried to use official images from the thing, and this is what came up when I tried to get a picture. When I searched for a picture of those two together, this is what came up. I know she normally does have dark skin, because she's a Hassan, and so she's Middle Eastern. And I assume this would be, like, she's clearly darker skinned than he is. It's also her without the mask, which is kind of odd to see. Okay, you know what? Out of everything you've shown me, I feel like 8. Because it's buried by Serenity Guda. I know, like, in Fate Go, she's another servant who obsesses over how much she loves the master. But but from what I've seen, I feel like there is a very sweet thing going on with these two that I would understand a lot better if I actually read Prototype. So I think 8 is the highest I can give it. Okay. Canis and Kusharia Wadame. Okay. Says here, the devotion, loyalty, and respect they hold for each other. Despite how much shit Canis gives Wadame, you can tell that he respects and loves him as his master, when he isn't even like that with Ritsuka. The bond is special. Even when Wadame died, nothing was bonding Canis to the planet. He still chose to fight Chaldea as his last act. They married as fuck. They definitely do feel kind of... Yeah, they're boyfriends. I'm not answering questions. This is one where it's a servant mastership, and I kind of get it, but I feel like I would have liked to have maybe seen more of them to fully understand it. I find Wadame kind of wooden as a character. But, like, Canis was clearly, like, very dedicated to him. Yeah, that final fight in Olympus. Kind of hot, stylish, yeah. MLM couple where one of them's trans. So it's definitely kind of like an interesting dynamic with the sort of modern day, very prim and proper mage who's, like, very powerful. And then this, like, Greek warrior hero. It's just about the dude, you don't like him. Yeah, the reason I'm giving it 5 is just because I feel like, I don't know how I feel about Wadame as a character. Because he feels very, like... Also, was it Olympus? I think it was Olympus. I forget what happened in those flashbacks between Wadame in the shack and that weird Jeff the Killer ass-looking kid who kept bringing him the bread. Okay, Habitrot and Morgan. Need more butchers in this game. So I'm giving this a 3 because, like, butchers? I don't know if Morgan is. Yeah, I don't see the vision with this. Habitrot. I mean, I really don't think Morgan is a butch. She's like goth, feminine. She's like feminine goth. Habitrot, yeah, she's like this tomboy who also loves making dresses, but Habitrot feels very much like a cutesy fairy cat person. And I don't... Like, I know she had a bit of a... Like, did she like MASH, or did she just want to make a dress for MASH? But, like, I can't imagine Morgan... not Morgan, sorry. I can't imagine Habitrot being... It's an angst thing for you? Okay. More of a funky grandma noise. Yeah, I'm gonna say, she definitely feels... I can't imagine Habitrot in, like, an actual, like, romantic relationship with a person who wasn't also, like, a little fairy gnome thing like her. Two were close adventures in their past life. Yeah, I get it. I get that. I do get that, because I remember, oh yeah, because of the whole Ash the Saviour thing. But again, like, what I say about, like, that is based entirely on the fact that I feel like Habitrot needs, like, a different partner. The Gouda and Arjuna. Okay. So, Arjuna Ritsuka. You particularly love Arjuna and Fujimura because of how simple yet ideal that it is. Arjuna lives his entire life in service of the ideal of a hero, shouldering the burden of wearing this mask all the time if those inner darker thoughts conflict with it, which causes him to further repress it. Even as a servant container made out of stories, listen to Despite being genuinely heroic, blessed, and loved by the gods, he was still a human with the capacity to feel hatred and anger. Okay, and Ritsuka just an ordinary human. Okay. Ordinary human, almost emblematic of the ordinary humanity that Arjuna wishes to accept. To be accepted by, but also fears knowing this truth. Sees the ugliness in full brunt during the second interlude. I haven't played the Arjuna interludes. And they just say, God, good morning, Arjuna, and they accept him no matter what. Okay, okay. Yeah, and again, I've sort of given my opinions on Gouda ships. I feel like I might go 5. I feel like this kind of, I feel like I would appreciate this more maybe if I'd read the Arjuna interludes, which I haven't done. Or wait, no, I did. I read them recently, damn it. Ugh. Shit, Babylon Night with the Cauldron. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm still keeping that as a 5 though, because I'm like, I know it's a Gouda ship. It's a Gouda ship that's like not just a like there's a reason behind it more than just I want to fuck the character. These two, putting this at 5, because okay, so this is Kishi Hogan and Kashin Koji. I'm putting this at 5 because I don't know who Kashin Koji is. Yeah, this person says this reason is both underrated quick assassins and you think they would get along. I kind of understand. I can't rank it much higher because I don't know who Koji is. Like, they're on NA. They're on JP. They're not on NA yet. Go Gouda. I think that's what's meant by this. It's Van Gogh and Gouda. The person just says it's sexy. I don't know. I'm gonna give... I don't like that Go is like a character they kind of force on you a bit. Like in her event, it's like, you two should go on a date. And then at the end of the event, she wakes up in your bed. But then she has the child trait. Go Gouda is a nice ship name. That much is cute. Yeah. She's a weird Eldritch Abomination thing combined with Vincent Van Gogh. And it's like, cool character. I don't like that she's supposed to be a romantic interest for you. Gil Kiddu. Okay, that's getting a 10. This is like historically a thing as well. When I first saw pictures of Enkidu, I thought Enkidu was a woman, right? And so I kind of thought to myself, I really hope that Gil Kidu is like a popular ship, because that's definitely seems like what it is in the original like myth that Enkidu appears in. Gilgamesh has appeared in stories before the Epic of Gilgamesh. Enkidu really kind of just pops up for the epic. At least as far as I'm aware from what I have looked into. And then it turned out, oh, Enkidu is like a they, them, he, they. It's like, oh, of course it's going to be very popular because people like the male ships. Yeah, I think this one is like canon. It definitely feels that way. When you see the interactions between them and how they talk about each other and stuff, it's like, it's very sweet. Enkidu is a big part of Gil's. They're both a big part of each other's character and each other's story. I love Enkidu's butt in this picture so much. The thigh. Was it casual when you gave me the biggest funeral when I died? Yeah. Was very upset when Enkidu died. And yeah, it's like I definitely I like that they kept this part of the legend in Fate. I feel like you can't take it away from Gil. Or you definitely can't take it away from Enkidu, because Enkidu isn't in anything else. Yeah, they were good friends energy. It's, oh yes, beloved friend who he loved like a wife. Cute ship. This one is Gudamash. It didn't specify the Gouda, but I wanted to use a picture from the anime. I don't like this one because they force it on you. You're supposed... Okay, so this person didn't give a reason, but like, I don't like this because, again, I've expressed my opinions on Gouda as a character. And Mash, hello senpai, I just met you and now I like really love you and all my motivations are about how much I love you. Hold my hand. Other characters say that we're a couple and we should go on dates, and the male character says he won't take me away from you, and Mash, get the fuck out. I'm having sex with your dad. Yeah, there's no Patroclus. She's the dog from the movie Up. Yeah, she does act like a dog. Like, Lost Belt 6 is like the most independent as a character that she's been, and that's the one time I've genuinely like enjoyed seeing the Mash part of the story. Yeah, her fanboys kind of need to hear it a bit more, that like, you know, not everybody is going to like your waifu or be attracted to your waifu, especially when not everybody is attracted to women. And it's totally fine for other people to have this opinion. You don't need to go and dogpile people over not liking her. Mash, I get it with your first healthy human interaction, but calm the fuck down. Exactly, like, you know, Romani was like a dad figure to her, and I kind of think it would have... See how that impacted her more would give her more of a character. Let her form relationships with more people. You like the dog bunny thing? That's faux. Faux is cool. But yeah, I like to call this ship stacking cardboard boxes. Mash's dad, yeah, exactly. Mash's dad has got me down bad. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is Boudica and Lancer Artoria. I know who the guy is that put this one in. He also ships these two with his OC, which is also super based. Stacking cardboard, exactly. So I feel like as a former Queen of Britain oppressed by Rome's tyranny, Boudica would develop a fondness and admiration for Lancer Artoria, as the king who freed Britain from Rome. They'd make such a cute lesbian ship. And isn't Boudica and a Roman? Yeah, people ship Boudica with Nero, and it's like, why? But I can't complain about like toxic ships when I'm the Giltoria fan. This I quite like. Yeah, exactly. She's a former king, and King Arthur fought the Romans. I can very much see the vision. Like, I know the guy who likes these two really loves boobs. So I quite like that this is a ship where it's like, oh, there's an actual nice thematic thing going on. And it's not just boobs. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna give that 10/10 Yuri ship. I think that kind of works very nicely. Um, yeah, I like the thematic parallels. They're both very like determined. Yeah, exactly. Pride of the country in a ship. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is Proto Merlin and Charlemagne. This is one where somebody I found the person on Twitter who put the person who put this in on Twitter was like very excited to promote the Charin Nation. As Charin is their name for this. It's their personal crack ship. Back in 2020, I had a major Purin muse and went down a spiral that went, Merlin knew Charlemagne and the other knights, so doesn't that mean Proto Merlin knew her world's version of Charlie? And then it kept getting more detailed from there. Overall, seeing the cool, kind, dependable Charlie with the less reliable and more of a trickster be together is cute. Complete one another, balance each other's goals. They're married, I don't make the rules. Insane enough that you've been writing an entire doc for them, their lore and their relationship. It's like, yeah, this is interesting. So Merlin turns up in the Legends of Charlemagne. I could see it. What do I have read some of Orlando Furioso. I'm still part way through it. But yeah, Merlin is in the Legends of the Knights, of the Legends of the Paladins. So I think that's quite cool. I could see it. Maybe I. Oh god, I'm like I feel like I want to give this a high rating. Um, maybe I feel like maybe like a 9 because I feel like maybe I don't fully understand Lady Avalon too much. Like I haven't played arcade. I don't know too much about like Proto Merlin. They've got the same sort of whimsy, only Charlie's at least a little bit more serious to him that would clash with Purin. French Arthurian legends, exactly. Also, who the fuck stole Durendal? You put that thing back. Okay, this one. Rin and Saber. Okay, I have some woman opinions on this, I guess. I really don't like how female sexuality is presented in Fate Stay Night. And I think that first scene between them is like a big indicator of that. I don't like that Artoria is kind of like a passive object that sex is pushed onto. I think some female characters are quite predatory sexually towards the women they're attracted to. So, like, Artoria is... Bear in mind, very, like, old woman. Well, old woman, she's like a few hundred years old. Physically very weak. Fading out of consciousness. Is expected to have sex pushed onto her by a teenage boy. And then Rin decides this is the moment to explore her bisexuality by just forcing herself on Artoria. Like, why is, like, Rin and Medea are normal towards the men they're attracted to, but then, like, they're creepy towards the women they're attracted to. Oh god, the hentai scenes in Fate Stay Night are so uncomfortable to read as a woman. That's why I have a big ick towards this. Like, yeah, they clearly wrote those for a specific audience, and I am not those. Yeah, it happens a lot in the visual novel, it's true, yeah. I read it with you. Like, I had to leave the room for this because I'm like, oh my god, like, parts of my body are feeling that horrible physical cringe, and I didn't know that part of the body could feel that. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, these two... Okay, Rin and Artoria. This person said, UW Bridge, give me Baber. Yeah, I do like the give me Baber meme. That's quite funny. These two, I feel like these two, again, I don't like Artoria with someone who's like a child. Well, a child, not a child. She's not legally old enough to drink in England. I think again, Baber. Like, she's called like Saber Baber. I feel like I'll give that a 5 just for that meme, even though it's still like... And I feel like maybe if this was adult Rin... In the same way I've said that with, like, the Shiro characters who are, like, the older men, I could maybe see them being somewhat more attracted to each other. Also, actually, Satan's funny, yeah, but, like, I hopefully... Oh my god, it's the, like... Yeah, it's like, as I've explained earlier, that's my like, dumb bitch woman opinion. So yeah, that is why I don't like that one. This one is Ayako and Richard from Strange Fake. To be honest, you like it because they're really cute. They're your favourite trope. These happy, silly-go-lucky, and the always serious and anxious one. Kind of like Shiki Arcade. I've not read Tsukihime. Lots of cute moments in the novels. He is concerned for her safety, to protect her, even if she isn't his master yet, still fighting. She begs for him to just stop and abandon her, and then he fights with Enkidu. She becomes guilty of the fact he's fighting for her, etc., etc. Okay, these two feel quite sweet. Yeah. Or you thought this was siblings dating? I had to take a moment of like, who are these two? Like, yeah. These two seem quite sweet. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I haven't read Strange Fake. I want to read Strange Fake when it's in English. I would also like to watch it. So that's a tentative 7 for now. Okinobu. Okay, so Okinobu. So this is, love how beautifully they play off each other comedically. They're also good at playing off each other in serious stuff. And there's a whole joke about Rengoku being their kid, and it's funny because Martin Saber was originally their fusion kid. Okay. This is an interesting one. This is a funny one. I know quite a few people like this. I'm going to keep that as a 7. Sheep is old as fuck. Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to keep that as a 7. I get it. Okay, so Muramasa and Oberon. Reason being, yeah, same person put 3 in. So, Napoleon and Iskander. This is Barrow Yuri, isn't it? The fan art for this shit was how you got introduced to FJ, so you have a bias for it, and that's just it. The yaoi ship. I'm gonna keep that as like 8. Again, this is the like, they're both very similar characters. It's the big bombastic, I've conquered all of the world guy, and they're big buff muscle hairy guys. I understand why people like, would they kill each other, neither willing to back down. That is true. Would they kill each other or would they fuck? Have good art together. I know at least one of these is like historically bisexual. Okay, Ash and Lakshmi. I'm going to actually make a note of things where the graphic has sort of gone missing, so I can then like re-add a bunch of those at the end just in case, so that I don't have to actually go through it again. And I can just, I guess, put my picture up on screen. Okay, so Ash and Lakshmi Bai. They've the disgraced warrior and proud queen dynamic that you find very interesting. I feel like Ash would respect Lakshmi for her courage and she would just fangirl over him, but will not show it. Also, Lakshmi being a girl failure and Ash being almost always angry would be very great too. That'd be funny. She's like the unlucky girl, and he's like the angry boy. Ash and Lakshmi, you can see it. He'd probably be real impressed by her defying her luck shit. Yeah. I guess I can give that a 6. Okay. Kado Anna. I'm giving this a 10. I really like this one. They're cute and Kadok's a little bitch, and Anastasia's a girl boss. Yeah, I really like this one. I think Anastasia's a really interesting take on like a tragic historical figure. I like how she's kind of tragic and how she is in Lost Belt 1. And she has this whole thing going on with Kadok, who's like the sad, tragic, edgy boy. Anna before her character gets... Yeah, exactly. Like, I really hate that, like, oh, we summon Anastasia, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, I love you, main character, Master-kun. And then we have the summer version. Boy failure and girl boss, yeah. Tragic girl boss. It's like, yeah, they are lovely together. And yeah, it's like, I really don't like how they did that. It's like, Kadok is right there in Chaldea. Like, let them rekindle that. Like, I know she's a different version of Anastasia, but let them rekindle that. Tragic shit, damn, I'm in, yeah. But, you know, if she doesn't want the emo boyfriend, I will take the emo boyfriend. Okay, this is an odd one. Mandracado and Balbon Seath, or Tamlin Tristan. Saw one piece of art of the ship and gave it the woman pegs her man vibes. 10-10. That's a crack ship. Most of these are crack ships. Okay, Medea and Saber. Right, okay. Normally right, I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna give that 5. I can't rank that super. This is the Giltoria appeal, but Yuri, I swear. Like, that's the thing. It's like, look, I love Gilgamesh and Artoria. And, like, the way the stuff he says to her in that novel is like gets me going, I guess. So I feel like I can't give this like the lowest ranking because am I a hypocrite if I don't like this? Is like it's a personal vibe thing. I don't like this. Jesus, that sound haunts me. The boo. But yeah, it's like I don't like this. This is again a woman who is like really normal towards a husband who she loves, and then very predatory towards the woman. People like to bring up how Gil treats women, and then are, very radio silent about the women in the franchise who do similar things. Yeah, this is creepy. Too into putting her in a dress. It's not that she was too into putting her in a dress, it's the stuff she wanted to do to her. That's like, what is it about Artoria that makes people want to do bad things to her? I think Artoria deserves better, but I feel like, am I a massive hypocrite if I go lower than a 5? I will go and make it a 4. Okay, this person says Gouda and Nightingale, most just their dynamic mid. Oh, no, that's a different one, sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing. Nightingale and Gouda. Master X sexy nurse, what more can I say? It's another Gouda ship where the whole point is I think she's sexy. Poster child needs special treatment for the show. Also, that's me if I were Gouda. I think it's because the angle of reminding Artori she's a woman kind of thing, which is, yeah. Not you, the poster, yeah. They just wanted the nurse, fair enough. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna give that a 6. It's like, yeah, you want to bang the sexy nurse, that is a perfectly reasonable reason to. I feel like a lot of Gouda ships are a stand-in for, like, the player wanting the character. This is Gouda Carmilla. This person just sent me, like, this person's reason is just a link to a doujin. I have read partway through the doujin, and I'm like, I guess kind of very standard vanilla-y doujin that does a lot of sexy things. Didn't like that there's that anti-to-face thing going on. Bunch of MILFs. Yeah, these are all different people, as far as I'm aware. You can only submit once. Like, people say, you know what, I will simply give that a 6. This is Yudao and Morgan. Want to see her happy and enjoying life with her Fey Knights in Chaldea. You just want a wife, that's too much to ask. Another one where it's like, yeah, I'm going to keep all these at 6, because it's like, yeah, you're being very honest with your reason for the Gouda ship. It's like, you kind of just. I feel like the reason I'm giving these a 6 is like, it's a Gouda ship, and like, you could have inserted your actual self in there. That would have been cool. It could have worked. But nah. Okay, Rin and Shiro. I like Rin and Shiro. Just really enjoy the dynamic and think they work well together. I guess I'll bias. I will give them. I'll give them an 8 because I think Shiro and Sakura is like the 10-10. These two, yeah, they get on well. I quite like them together. I get the feeling that maybe eventually they would break up after a few years. But yeah, I do like them as a couple. Okay, Gilgamesh and Nero. They both have the same energy, almost the same personality. Hot people being hot together is hot. You want to be between them. You know what? I'm gonna go. Okay, you get 10-10. Apparently part of the design idea for Nero is Artoria's appearance and Gil's personality combined. There's no doujins of these two, really. No, there's one. There is one. It has Gilgamesh. He bangs 3 different Artorias and Nero. Arrogant fuckboy and arrogant fuckgirl peak. Yeah, exactly. It's like she's got the Artoria face and the personality that he would probably vibe with more. I feel like these two would be like, you want to be between them based. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. Yeah, that. I'm gonna say, yeah, this is like, and it's another Giltoria variant. I love those. So this person shipped Kiara and Thrud. This is a crack ship and a half. So this person said, I like the dynamic of the devilish Bodhisattva and an honest and straight-laced sweet girl finding out about love for the first time. The contrast would be fun, especially Thrud entirely misunderstanding Kiara and her being a nun at first. I know they never interact with the shippers. Was revealed to you in a dream. That's interesting. Kiara with anyone is pretty great. I see the vision. I love that this came to them in a dream. Like, other people dream about anime ships. Damn. And finally, this one. Sieg and Jean. Okay, the canon apocrypha ship. I might, That's it. Let's read some people's reasons for this one. Before I start giving grace. Watching the pure Sieg being shown the good of the world by Jean was so adorable. It's like a broken person being lifted up. You think their dynamic is very cute. This person thinks, I love the story of Apocrypha and how Jean was one of the main reasons Sieg developed his morality to believe in humans. So much that he saw her more than just a saint and a martyr, but an actual person with hopes and dreams. Cardboard sandwich! Because it's a beautiful pair that went through hell and back for each other no matter what happened. I mean, he does turn into a dragon, so he turns into Fafnir, who's a dragon, and not a good one, so yeah, jump me every time. Not afraid of ghosts with that sound, yeah. He's way better. I wish he had a, like, raw. I wish he said raw at least once. You like your Sieg veteran figure. Yeah, I think... Yeah, it's like... You know what? I'm gonna maybe... I think I will stay at 7. I think everybody has given me nice reasons. I like hearing the reasons that people have given me for these. I feel like maybe if we got to see more of them would be better. Here's the thing. I think part of the problem with Sieg is... So he's this artificially created homunculus being in Fate Apocrypha. And he's not been alive very long. So I think the reason why he's so emotionless, either because he was created that way, or he hasn't learned how to show emotion. And I feel like seeing more of these two would make it better. But I like the kind of reasons why people like this, and I completely understand that. And so that is the complete... okay. You know what? I'm going to go back and also very quickly read, because somebody... Not into Kudera, yeah. So somebody submitted more ships than I'm, like, happy to put in. But I'm going to quickfire read those now. So it was Fran, Mordred, Say, Shikabu, Salter, Jolter. But they also put in Drake and Teach, Altera, Helena, Holmes, Helena, Cleo and Caesar, Jean and Marie, and Bonnie and Mary Reed, Orion and Artemis, Rama and Sita, Ku and Meb, Skahak, Ku, Meb and Skahak together, Zhang Yu and Yume Ren, Kana and Arjuna, Kana and Hinako, Siegfried and Crimehild, Sigurd Brynhilda. Oh god, they put in loads. Yeah, it will all be on there. It'll all be on the survey that you can read. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't have some, like, Waver and Iskander in there, because I know that's a popular one that comes up quite often. But, you know, maybe I will do another one of these, and we can look at more things. But also, I have made some additional charts and graphs from the data that I have got from the survey. This is the pie chart of how many hetero ships, yaoi ships, yuri ships, and ones that were either and neither were. I think Bro was filling his big jug at the drink machine. Yeah. Yamato, I think it is in 2 days. But yeah, so I was very surprised that there were more hetero ships than anything else. Like, I was expecting yaoi to be the more popular, because I thought that was always the more popular, like, category of ship. Also, okay, so these ships are the ones that turned up more than once, and this is how popular they were. Amakusa and Semiramis were the first one to appear more than once. And the package award, sponsored by Amazons.com, goes to, for the most shipped couple, goes to Sakura and Shiro. They are in there 4 times. And the bicycle award for the most shipped person, yeah, they were dressed up for the award ceremony, is Ritsuka Fujimaru. Like, they were shipped 11 times. That's including both genders. Gilgamesh came second with 8. You would have guessed. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm not surprised. Gil being up there is cool to see. Like, I'm also a little bit surprised that more people wanted him to be with our, like, Gilgamesh and Artoria was 3 times, which is the most popular Gil ship in there. But yeah, as we can see, MASH being in there twice was surprising. Gillaho, you expected that. It is my community, yes. So of course, these might all be subject to the bias of them being my community. But yeah, I feel like that's all I have to really show today. I could talk about these a bit more, maybe. So it's like, yeah, got some very interesting results. Thank you all for submitting. I may do another one of these at some point in the future if people really liked this. I hope I didn't say anything too dumb and stupid, and if I did, you can all just, like, bully me on YouTube and Discord. I do have a new channel in my Discord. It's called The Docs, and it is just for people who want to gush over ships and shipping and stuff like that. Hello there! Welcome to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. While you're here, maybe you could leave a like, subscribe, or maybe you could even follow me on Twitch so that you could catch my content as I go live. Thank you for watching, and please have a great day. I think Bug Burger is probably the best ship. We're going to spread the Bug Burger agenda, guys.